What's up, Internet? It is currently way too early for me to be doing any of this, but I just realized after we were done this yesterday that, well, there was that thing at 7 a.m. and it is presently 8 a.m. We are here in the town discovering amazing things, like apparently there's an 8 in the a.m. now. You might be noticing this giant pile of crap in front of my house. When I finished yesterday, I decided to bring my character over from my original town and buy something from Nook, which also involved me bringing over some fruit and another thing that we'll talk about later, maybe. Now, I know this event said 7 a.m., but I decided to do this a little bit late by design. First of all, because I wanted to actually get some sleep, which I, spoilers, did not. As I understand, if you get up at 8 a.m. for this event, basically for 1 hour your villagers just kind of wander around doing nothing. And then from 8 till 9, kind of more nothing happens. And then after 9 you get your event thing. So we got some time to kill, basically. And we gained about 5,000 points at the archery. That's not too bad from Pata. Oh, Pate. Pata. As you can see, I'm very tired. Now, unfortunately, because I did bring over my villager from my first town ever, in my experience, when you do that, one of your villagers automatically, arbitrarily just decides to move to your new town, essentially. And in my experience, that's always one of my favorite villagers. The first time it happened, it was with my third favorite villager, who I immediately hated afterwards because, it felt like a egregious betrayal. And then it happened with my favorite villager of all times, which, when that happened, I literally, from that moment on, loaded up my new village and just grinded by moving my character back and forth until he moved back. He wasn't in the same spot in my original town anymore, but he moved back. And then I vowed never to do it again. So, if any of my favorite villagers come here, I'm going to be really, really pissed, because I kind of vowed just to never do it again. Because I just hate that system. But we're here to see what our groundhog friend, who isn't a groundhog, will say about groundhog-related activities. But we have some trees to plant when we got a moment. Now let's see if there's any weirdness in our town. Oh, we got peaches. Okay, that's fine. I never liked Peaches. Peaches was someone in my town for like the longest time. I think she was one of the first villagers that moved into my original town, but I absolutely kind of despised her just because she was so creepy. So I'm okay with her being here. As long as it's not Pierce or Pearl, I'm happy at this point. I think we may have missed it. That's fine. Oh well. That's okay. We're just waiting to do a special event anyway, and honestly, I wasn't going to sit around for 3 hours just to get a thing, so we're still waiting about 40 minutes before we can actually get the special event item. We did miss Mr. Rossetti, but attempting to actually get some sleep instead was, I think, more valuable to me. I don't really care to see Rossetti. Also, I'm not sure it's open. Oh, it is. I transferred some of my original designs to this town. Which is mostly just sprite art I did when I was, wow, about 20 years ago now. But I decided to bring some of my original designs over. So maybe you'll see some villagers that have some. And we got some cherries. That's kind of nice. But the main reason why I did all of that was just so that we could see Nook get an upgrade down the road, because until you have an external force show up in your town to buy something from Nook, you just do not get the last upgrade. which I think is a stupid and arbitrary thing to lock an upgrade behind, especially considering if you don't have a friend or like a second memory card to do this with. And bear in mind, this game takes up all but one block of an original GameCube memory card. That's why the original version sold with its own memory card. It's just not really all that realistic to kind of expect someone to have it. Yep, they're remodeling, so we'll be getting the final Nook upgrade now. I may have also dumped everything I bought on my other character in this so that we could sell it back to Nook, because I don't really need any of it, but we'll just go throw this in our basement for the time being, I think. Okay, I need those bells. We can throw that on the floor. We can throw that on the floor. We can throw that on the floor. And that. And that. And that. And finally this. That shirt wasn't exotic enough for my tastes. Alright, so I guess we'll start by planting some fruit, seeing as we have still about 40 minutes to kill before we can get our special event item. Let's start with the peaches. I think I've got 3 of every fruit. And I got some coconuts, because my original town did go to the island and had coconuts, so I thought, you know, let's take advantage of that. Now this entire acre seems kind of cursed, because no matter what, everything I plant here just kind of dies. Well, let's try it again. I'll bury that peach here. Okay, and there's the other snowball. So we know where both snowballs are, so we can go try and build a snowman too. I'll pluck that. Guess we should go say hi to Peaches. As much as I don't really want to. She's so creepy. She's a pink donkey with like stitching eyes. It's so weird. I'm actually glad she's gone. But she does have good taste in gyroids. She's got the entire Squelchoid set, and I love them. I'd like to get some Squelchoids. Hey, Peaches. Yeah, so that's Peaches. She's from my original town. And I'm okay with her not being in my original town anymore. Honestly, playing it again, it was kind of weird getting a lay of the land, because like right here was one of the ramps to leave, so you could just go straight down into the second acre, but then the river cuts this way, so it was like a weird almost mirror image. But at the same time, I think I kind of prefer the layout of my original town, because there's just something a little bit more, I guess, nostalgic about it, because I've been there for so long. Okay, let's see if we can get this not in the drink, and we did. Okay, good. I'm done planting this last tree. We'll try and oh, it's our old pal Cody Brain Fart. Go away, no one likes you. But we'll try and plant this peach somewhere, and then we'll see if we can make a snowman. I think here's where a peach should go. I don't have any stationer to write a letter, do I? That's a problem. Maybe there'll be some at the police station. One can hope. Now, even though Tortimer's going to be hanging around for most of the day, I still couldn't do this at my normal time and get a reward, because he leaves at 5 p.m. So I still would have to do this normally early. So we at least caught sort of the tail end of the festivities, even though we missed Rossetti, which, again, for the sake of saving like 2 hours of just waiting around so I could actually get why we're here for in the first place, I'm okay with. Like, I'm all for actually visiting the events, but a lot of events in the original Animal Crossing were kind of pointless. Like, there's an athletics festival, but 90% of the stuff that goes on during the athletics festival you can't take part in, and you just have to watch. Which makes me question why bother. You know, I think Animal Crossing events got a lot better over time. For the most part. Uh-oh, did I lose it? Uh-oh. Well, there it is, okay. Now this is not ideal, we need to go up, not down. Come on, you silly snowball. You don't want to push it too much into a tree. I think it'll explode if you try and corner it too much. Get out of the way, Cody. You're continuing to prove your brain fartliness, and no one likes you because of it. Yeah, that looks about right. Hey, Ambo. Please get out of the way. I gotta make a head for Mr. Snowman. So we can maybe get the last piece of the Snowman set, which we need for huge HRA points. And I want those. Because once I get all the HRA points and prizes, I can worry about just making my house my style. Instead of just a giant conglomerate of things worth points. It's not quite right. A little bit more. That looks about right. Oh. You're a mean snowman, you know that? And now you're dead. I think that's the same sound as an axe breaking. Which is weird for a, you know, snowman to sound like. Oh well, we tried. Guess we'll go try and plant some more fruits. We still have to find the magical money rock too. All the plants we grew yesterday seem to be growing. That's kind of nice. Okay, well I guess we'll go with the coconuts next. Now these guys will only grow within like 1 square of the waterfront. Now, when I say that, I'm honestly not sure if that means they'll grow here or it has to be within this one. Or if it's like one area beyond. The way it was phrased when I originally heard about this was kind of strange, but let's go plant some coconuts. The coconuts aren't actually worth as much as exotic fruits, which is funny because it's like the most exotic fruit because it literally only grows on the islands, which means no village will inherently ever have them. And if you ask me, that makes it sound exclusively like a special fruit. You know, the fact that that's not one area wide annoys me. I'm gonna plant that here, I think. Because if we plant it on the one on the left, it might obscure the river, which we might need later. But if we ever need more fruits, I can go back to my original town and get more. But I'm probably going to do it the other way so I don't lose any more of my favorite villagers. In my experience, coconuts are some of the hardest fruits to grow, just because they've got extra rules associated with them. We got another fossil, but no paper to mail it off with. I guess that means it's going to be winter for a while. I hate that. No winter. Winter's the worst. Can we just skip it from here on out, please? Alright. Use B. Oh, it's way too early. Especially for a Saturday. I could be doing things like sleeping right now. It's a thing I don't get to do often enough. I think I hit this rock already, but let's find out by hitting it again. You know how it is. Sometimes you just have to hit rocks a bunch of times. And mess up snowmen because it's way too early. And that's the thing. I guess I could have just, on my original character, brought over the snowman set, because I'm pretty sure I've got pretty much everything on my original character, but you know, that feels like cheating. That said, I did bring over one gift in addition to the fruits, but we'll see in a bit, I think. And I'm not sure we'll even do anything about it yet. Now, my experience, out of all of the town fruits you can get, that might be a stringfish right there. Let's try and catch that, because that's worth a lot of bells. Pretty sure that is. And the fact he's ignoring the lure is a good way to tell that is in fact a stringfish. Rare fish, for whatever reason, seem to be able to actually ignore the lure a little bit. Yeah, that's a stringfish right there. Which is 15,000 bells if we can catch it. But it's got such a very sharp window to actually catch it, and I'm not sure I'm capable with my current level of mental acuity. Or maybe I can. Nice. That's 15,000 bells right there. Oh, I'm so tired. But we've got this special event, and then once that's done, I'm going back to bed. Alright, so that tree's growing. That's not a magic bell rock. Probably not going to grow there, but let's try planting an orange. Or just dropping it on the ground. Like someone who's clearly awake enough to be doing any of this. Buried. Now, in my experience, no tree has ever grown in this acre. But we're going to try and plant a bunch there anyway, because there's a huge amount of space. And, you know, our perfect town rating is going to get angry with us if we don't take advantage of that. I feel like there should be one there. You know, I think I've mentioned this before, but I always had the superstition that if you ran over like a freshly planted sapling, it just wouldn't grow. Like you just instantly killed it, not unlike the flowers. I don't think that's actually true, but it's always something I've felt. Now, I'm really cautious about these oranges because I don't want to mess them up. Because I know they're a little bit trickier to find than the rest of the fruits in my experience. Tortimer left. He better show up again. Maybe he just despawned. That's peculiar. Well, he'll be back in a bit, I'm sure. Okay. That's not the bell rock. I think I've hit this rock too. Yeah. I'm running low on rocks to hit with my shovel, and I'm not sure which ones I've hit anymore. I'm too tired for all this. But, on the bright side, we made it to the special event. As long as we get our special event thing. Now, this is an interesting special event because most special events only have one piece of furniture you can get. This special event has like 12. So ideally, if you got really, really lucky and had 4 villagers you could run the event with, it would still take like 3 years to get every event thing minimum. And that sucks. I'm not even sure these event things actually get you many bells. Or bells, HRA points compared to other event things you can get. But, you know, I want to try and take part as much as possible, even though I'm not going to get up and actually see Rossetti, because that would also imply waiting around for 2 hours, which, no, I'm not going to be doing that. I think there's a rock down here we missed, actually. But we caught a stringfish. And that's going to help greatly in our pursuits to pay off our final house extension. It's not that rock either. We're very quickly running out of rocks, and I'm not sure which ones we have left to hit. Guess we have this one. And that's the one. Now hopefully today we'll actually get the full payout. Because yesterday we got a woefully inadequate payout. And we do not have enough inventory space, of course. Which to do with fossils we do have. Just to see, really. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna be yawning for this entire thing for the next 20 minutes. I fear, and that's incredibly rude of me. I'm not trying to be, but I'm just really freaking tired. I mean, I'm normally freaking tired, but man, I don't normally get up this early through intent. Usually just because I've messed up my sleep cycle and I'm stuck doing it for about a month unintentionally. Alright, we gotta find some places to bury some cherries. Here looks like a nice place. Just gonna yawn again, my apologies. Can't wait for some of the night events. Those are gonna be fun. Bury that there. I actually do have some cherries growing already, so really it's the oranges I'm most concerned about and the peaches, because my experience is peaches just don't grow. But the coconuts are a weird little beast to try and plant too. I don't know where Tortimer is. He should be here though. I thought I saw a little digging mark. Where are you, Mr. Tortimer? You should be here. He glitched out and will never be seen again. And unfortunately, that means we'll never get our event item, even though we took the time to get up this morning. Truly a disappointment, Tortimer. Maybe he's gonna go see about putting a bridge up over here. Of course, I'm not seeing him over here, so that doesn't seem likely. I'm just gonna hit a tree with my shovel out of anger. You know, like you do. So we planted all the fruit. We caught a stringfish. We have And the magnetic money rock, as well as all the fossils for the day. Messed up a snowman, dinosaur egg. Dinosaur track. And a dinosaur egg, none of which we can donate to Mr. Picky Pants at the museum. Again, I will accept all donations for my channel. I'm not Mr. Picky Pants, I'm Mr. Grateful Pants. But alas, Mr. Picky Pants will not accept duplicates. Because reasons. Not seen Tortimer up here, so I don't think he's scouting out the river because it's a special event. I know he won't be doing it tomorrow because he takes Sundays off. Even though he seems to take every day off. Again, it would just be way easier to lead him by the hand, say, here's where I want a bridge, put it here. I'm still kind of skeptical whether or not he'll even build a bridge where we want him to. Let's do this. And I'm actively ignoring something else we could be doing right now because I want to keep that as a surprise for later. Let's play some NES tennis. Because that seems like a thing we all want to do, right? Aww. Boop. I'm very good at NES tennis. Can you tell? Boop. Okay, that one was on me. Yay! Points. More points mean more prizes. Like raffle tickets and balloon fight. And a pond for our Zen garden that we lost through the raffle, which I'm still bitter about. It's gonna be a while before I'm not bitter about that, I fear. He hit me. That wasn't very nice. You know, I'm pretty sure in some sports you get a free point score for getting hit by the ball from your jerk opponent. Or at least a base hole-in-one touchdown. Sport ball. It's a thing. Kind of impressive how they worked scaling into this game for the time. To delineate height and stuff. Oh, but I just wanted to smash it in his stupid face. I can't be wrong to want that. Oh. Crap. Why is this the one NES game I could get in this game? I could have been Balloon Fight, you know, the good one. It doesn't require a cheat code anyway. And an external device I do not have. I will admit the collision in this game is special. Boop. Ah. You know, if we got a little more lucky at the raffle, I'd be playing Balloon Fight right now, and I'd be having a freaking blast. Okay, new plan. You know, I said I was going to do this as a special surprise, but screw it. I did say I left something else here, so we're going to do something with this now. It's from my original village. Or play some Punch-Out. Which I'm still probably going to suck at, but at least it's a better NES game to be playing. Even though it's not the good Punch-Out with Mike Tyson. Now I gotta remember how to play Punch-Out. That'll be okay, I think. Probably. So this is probably one of the best in-game things that you can actually get. And there's Glass Joe, named for his glass jaw. Mario's the ref. Because that was back in the day when Nintendo wanted to put Mario in every single game. In fact, I think, like, when they originally proposed that, they wanted to name him, like, Mr. Video or something, because he was going to be in every video game. That's why he shows up in, like, the worst Arkanoid game ever, Alleyway. But, this game you can't actually get normally in Animal Crossing. You need to mail a special villager a special passcode. I think the original version of this actually required you to have a specific character with a specific town name. And since then, people found like a universal code. You could just mail this random password to a villager and you get Punch-Out, which is cool. But this was the fifth one of the Forbidden Four, back when they were called the Forbidden Five, because they were just NES games you couldn't normally get in the game, even though they were in the data. Now we know we can get this, but unfortunately the last four, Mario Bros. And Ice Climbers, are locked away behind E-cards, and Super Mario Bros. And Legend of Zelda are locked behind basically dummied out data that can only be accessed through an action replay device. And again, if you got an action replay for the GameCube out there and you're not doing anything with it and you want to send it my way, I want to play some Zelda on Animal Crossing. I'm just saying. Boom. It's been a while, but I did actually manage to beat Mike Tyson via knockout once or twice. I'm very proud of that too, but I'm way out of practice. And of course this is the crappy Mr. Dream Punch-Out that doesn't have Iron Mike in it. I remember the first time I played this, I could not for the life of me figure out how to take out King Hippo. I was just stuck on him. And then the next big roadblock is Soda Popinski, or as he was known in the arcade, Vodka Drunkinski, because Russian commentary, I guess. The arcade Punch-Out was a little weird. And then Super Punch-Out had like a bunch of weird characters in it too. Which I have the Super Nintendo Classic, so I could play it, but I've never really played it. And then they changed this character's name to Piston Hondo for reasons. I don't know, maybe the Honda Motor Company was going to sue them for their character name or something. I mean, I'm pretty sure it is a relatively common name. It's Eyebrows McGee with the greatest face ever when you hit him. Well, it's not wrestling, it's boxing. It's different. Less grappling, more punching. But I wouldn't even say Punch-Out is a fighting game at all, really. It's more like just pattern recognition and puzzle solving. Which I'm clearly not showing how to do right now. But it's also way too early for me. It just looks like a fighting game, which is kind of cool. I mean, I hate fighting games, but I'm really good at Punch-Out. Well, really good. I used to be really good at Punch-Out. It's all about figuring out your opponent's tell and figuring out how to counteract it. This is way better than NES Tennis. You know, I honestly thought about going out and getting my original NES copy of Punch-Out. In Animal Crossing my first time, just so I had that, and a pawn, just so I felt a little vindicated after that bullshit. But I felt like that was cheating. We're going to use the cheat to raise our health a little. Can only do that once, so hopefully we don't need it again. You know, I've got the limited run Doc Lewis Punch-Out on the Wii. I should do something with that at some point. Block, 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 block. If you can block all of them, I think you send them into like a state where you can knock them out real easy, but it's tough to time because it's really fast. I would say this is easily like the best boxing game that ever exists, even though it's not even really a boxing game. I do not have the mental acuity for this right now. Damn it, it's early. Come on, eyebrows, let's go. I do like the sort of injured facial shots. It does sort of feel like they're trying to... Okay, well. Good luck with work, dear. Oh no! No, I'm dead. I lost to Piston Honda, that's sad. Oh well. A little bit of Punch-Out anyway, that's kind of fun. And it's a hell of a lot better than NES Tennis. But we still have to kill like 8 minutes. Oh, and I did leave my February tickets that I bought with my other character. Excuse me. Too early. Guess we'll start shaking trees and see if we get any bees. Even though I'm sure this is not going to work out for me with my present level of mental acuity. Where did that go? Huh, I have a flower spot over here? Oh, what it did is it probably destroyed a flower. That's a bad move, Mr. Tree. I guess what I can do is store the, these over here. While I shake some trees for the bees. And hey, tomorrow we get a new Nook upgrade. In fact, it's the last Nook upgrade. So we can buy a lot more stuff from him. So that'll be exciting. The problem is we now have to go through like 2 screens before we can actually get to buying furniture, which is like the best part of buying anything from Nooks. And we have to deal with 2 characters talking to us before we can deal with anything, which sucks. 5 more minutes. What do we got? A ranch wardrobe. It's good on salads. You know, it's Groundhog Day, but I've still yet to see Bill Murray. I'm kind of disillusioned about all this now. Shake, 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 shake. I wonder if bees even show up during special events. I know in later Animal Crossings they just don't, for some reason. I think that's because they didn't know how to deal with the net code, along with having other players running around with bees. Kind of sort of like how, you know, that terrible new Fallout everyone's complaining about couldn't possibly actually do the turn-based mechanics of actual Fallout. I don't know why people even bought that game in the first place. Like, you turned me off of that game when you said multiplayer Fallout experience. Like, no, thank you. I mean, I'm normally an incredibly antisocial person who doesn't want to be the cause of other people's enjoyments in games. I just prefer to have my own single-player session. This is why I don't review multiplayer components to games. I do not think they should be considered, honestly, when it comes to judging a game, simply by virtue of the fact that even the worst games of all time are going to be better if you play it with people. Because the social experience always makes stuff better, well, if you're a social person anyway. But, you know, I think a truly great game has to stand up on a single-player campaign just by virtue of the fact that, you know, it cannot rely on the fact that, you know, everything is better if you do it with people you'll enjoy anything with. Because that's how socializing kind of works, as I understand it. And this is why I don't talk about multiplayer. I get so many messages about how I ignore multiplayer components in reviews. It's like, yeah, I do that on purpose. It's not a thing I just accidentally forgot to do. It's a thing I actively go out of my way to do. Shake, shake, shake. Besides, I can only talk about my experiences, and my experiences are of the single-player component of things. I have to be careful about this. Like, I just looked at my hard drive. I only have like 70 gigabytes of free space now. I've got so much just taken up by footage of Animal Crossing. I really have to go out and like clean up my hard drive at some point. But at the same time, it's like, well, when this is done, I would like to review it, and I'd like to have a lot of footage. It's like, you know, if I record an hour a day, that's still going to take up a lot of footage real quick. So I think what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably like save an hour of footage like every month or something. I think is what I will probably end up doing. I'm kind of sad I messed up the snowman today, especially considering that we're only one piece away from the full set now. And if the snowmen do go away before we get the full set, I think what I'll probably do is I will grab the last piece for myself, just because it seems a shame to get 1 point off and not have the full set. I don't know, I'll think about it. That might be a stringfish as well. That was a stringfish, and we whiffed that pretty hard. But you can kind of see that the window on those is just so tiny. Well, I've covered about half the town at this point. We still haven't seen any bees. I'm inclined to say they're not here. even though we kind of missed the important bit. But we should still be able to go get a thing. So let's go get our thing. And I'm going back to bed because, man, am I tired. And I will probably not actually get any sleep because once I'm up, I'm pretty much up. Yeah, Tortimer. There you are. Yeah, now we have a mole. A Tulip Model 1. Okay, now, the first time I did this, I think I got a Cosmos Model 3. Basically, there's like 3 models of every flower, which I think ends up equating to like 12 different models. And I think the Cosmos Model 3 is the blue Cosmos, which I think are the prettiest, so we didn't exactly get the nicest model we could have, but let's put it in our house and see if we get some extra HRA points. Actually, we'll go put it in our Zen garden because Zen, I guess. Oh, there's no space there. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you can put models up on shelves. Oh, but you can walk through it. That's fine. That's fine then. I'll just I'll put it here. That way we can take advantage of whatever bonus it gets for being in a green wall for feng shui. Awesome. Alright, and I think that'll be it for today. Oh, I'm so tired. Anyway, if you enjoyed this and want to see more, well, we'll be doing it tomorrow and pretty much every other day as designed anyway. But follow the stream to know when we go live. It will probably be, you know, averaging 12 hours from now every other day, because I seem to be doing it about 8:30 at night when I normally stream these. Certainly won't be around this time every day, preferably never this time ever again. But also follow my YouTube channel to see everything else I do, which is a lot of stuff. And if you really want to make my day, hit up my Patreon, help support the show there, so that I can, you know, go get a caffeine infusion so that I can at least, you know, wake up if I have to be up this time of day. And you get yourself into the Patreon supporters Discord, where we can talk about awesome things like going back to bed after being up this early. And also missing the important part about Groundhog Day, but still getting the, you know, free gift, which was arguably even more important. And also Punch-Out on the NES, but not getting Zelda on the NES, which makes me sad. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Peace out, Internet.